In this video, we're going to look at the WEme Mini DisplayPort Adapter with DVI and HDMI and DisplayPort all in one. We're going to hook that up to our Surface Pro 3 and hook it up to one of these external monitors here to see if it works. So first we'll unbox our WEme DisplayPort Adapter, our Mini DisplayPort Adapter. This is what you get in the box. I got this from Amazon. It's about $9. And interested to see if it will work with our Surface Pro 3 here. Here's the unit. You can see it's got a little bit of plastic protection on there. Pull that off. This is also available in different colors. This is the black. There's also a white version. So here's our Mini DisplayPort, and it's got a nice protective cap on there. Pull that off. You may want to keep that around. There's your Mini DisplayPort. And here's the unit. Nice and shiny. You know, it feels okay. So here's our DVI, and there are screw holes for that as well. Over here, that's HDMI, right? And this is DisplayPort. So this is a multi-adapter, but you can only use one port at a time. All right, so let's go ahead and hook this up with our Surface Pro 3. In order to do that, we'll use the Mini DisplayPort right here. Now the surface is sort of curved a little bit, but hopefully this will work. So we'll just plug it in here. And it seems like it connects fully. Take a look at it there. That's what it looks like when it's plugged in. Microsoft sells one of these as well, but it's $50 for the adapter, and it only has one head on it. But if you want something that is flush, you might want to go with the Microsoft version because I believe it's curved. All right, so we have our WEme Mini DisplayPort adapter connected. Here is a DVI. We're going to try out first to this monitor right here. And we'll just plug it in and see if it works. Just put it in, and of course you can screw this in if you want. Okay, so this is not working, our DVI, but I think that actually has to do with this cable. You can see the kind of cable it is. It doesn't have all the pins there. So make sure you have a cable that has all the pins you're going to need. Now I have another monitor over here and another DVI cable. Now this is what you'll want to use. See the difference? Okay, this is no, this is yes. Okay, so now we'll use this monitor here with the correct kind of DVI cable. And just plug that in. There we go. You should have heard that tone. As you can see, hopefully you can see over here, we have our screen. Hopefully you can see that mouse moving. See, right now it's on duplicate. We can put on extend or show only one or two. Go to extend, hit apply. There we go. So now we have a full screen over here. See, I'm getting some dropouts. I think it's because of how this is connected, because this cable is so heavy. Yeah, that's exactly why it is. Okay, but it is working. Hopefully you can see that. Pretty cool. Of course, we can still use touch here. Okay, I'll go ahead and turn this monitor off. We'll go ahead and disconnect this here. And now we'll do the HDMI. So this does work. Just having a few dropouts there. I think it's because of how this connection is, but it does work. All right, so now we're going to use this monitor again, and this time we'll use HDMI. So we'll plug that in here. All right, now of course, make sure our monitor is turned on and that it's on the right mode. So we'll switch it over to HDMI. There we go. So HDMI works, as does DVI on our WEme Mini DisplayPort adapter here. And as you can see, HDMI is doing much better. We're not getting flickering, things like that on our monitor. HDMI is definitely the way to go. And once again, I'll go to display and just go to display settings. And let's go ahead and come down here and change this to extend, apply. And we'll keep those changes. There we go. Now I could go into, close that down, come here, go back to display. We'll come here to adjust resolution, probably can't see that, but right here is 2, and I want to change these around because my Surface is here and this display is here. I'd want to move this over here to make a little bit more sense. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, then you could hit apply. And now when I move my mouse, I can come right between these two screens. I'll zoom in there so you can see that a little better. So now our mouse is on our Surface and just go right over. And now it's over here on our big screen. All right. So here's a closer look at our Surface and how you would change around exactly where you want your second screen to be orientated to. All right. And you can also do things like, of course, your resolution. And in here as well, we can extend the displays, duplicate, show desktop 1 or 2, and choose which display you want to be your main. So of course we'd want this screen to be our main, which it's already set up as. Okay, pretty cool. Now we're going to use the Surface Pro 3 dock here. So we'll go ahead and plug this in the back. All right, that looks pretty good. And we'll try this out. And we'll connect our Surface. Now the dock does not block our mini DisplayPort on our Surface Pro 3. So you can actually use 2 adapters here if you wanted to. All right, so let's plug this in. So hopefully you can see that our mouse is going between these 2 displays. And once again, we could always come in here, pull this down, come in here and go to display. We'll grab our display here and put it on top. Just showing different ways you can actually set this up. Hopefully you can see that. So hopefully you can see how you're able to move this around. Okay, exactly where you want it. So if you had something set up like this, you might want to go up and down for your mouse. There we go. So now when my mouse reaches this upper corner, it'll go right through to the next display. All right, so that's pretty much it for the WEme Mini DisplayPort Adapter, working here with our Surface Pro 3. Of course, there's many more settings we could access and change with our Surface Pro 3, and really with any sort of dual or triple display setup. But the WEme Mini DisplayPort Adapter seems to work just fine here with our Surface Pro 3. It seems to work best with HDMI, although it did work with the DVI. Just make sure you're using, you're not using a cable like this that only has you know, those 2 blocks. You need to have all of your pins like this in order for it to work. Now, according to the details of the WEme Mini Display Adapter, you're only supposed to use 1 output at one time. Now, as you can see, I've actually been able to connect both of them, a DVI and HDMI at the same time, and it is working, and it seems pretty stable here. Now, I'm not sure how well this is going to work for everyone. And also notice I'm plugged directly into the Surface. This wasn't working when it was plugged into the dock. Okay, but we can come here to display. Let's see what we can change in here whenever we have all 3 of these. Now it's only showing 2 of them. Now the way I actually got this to work was to plug in the DVI first and let that come up, and then plug in the HDMI. It doesn't look like you're actually able to set up these 2 screens to be separate with this 1 adapter, but you could have them doubled if for some reason you wanted them to be doubled. As you can see, we don't have 3 different things to come from. Come down here to extend these displays. I can duplicate them, which would be all 3 of these would be the same. Right now, the way it's set is this is 1 monitor, the Surface, and then these 2 here are connected as 1. So we'll open up Edge here. So as you can see, Edge is just on the Surface. Now if I go to drag it, you can see it's duplicated across these 2 displays. If you want those duplicated, you know, it looks like you can do that. So check that out as well. Once again, that's the WEme Mini DisplayPort, about $9. You know, try it out. Seems to work fine, especially with HDMI here on the Microsoft Surface Pro 3.